Ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas to you. We are the Broforce Squad podcast, and we're coming at you recorded from either the North Pole or New York City. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe we're in transit, like on
We're
the
in
sled.
transit, so we're somewhere over Canada.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, yeah.
yeah, I think so. Right? Maybe Greenland?
That sounds more.
That's,
Well, whatever. We're not
yeah.
fucking geographers. Jesus
No,
Christ.
look, I'm not a mapologist, so I'm not really sure where we're at, but we're here to give you another world famous movie commentary on Elf. We have our movies paused. New Line Cinema, a Time Warner company, is fully up on the screen. Roughly 14 seconds in, give or take 14 seconds. And while you guys get sunk up with us, we're going to go around the sled and meet the bros. As always, I am your host, Brian, the Mad Scientist Banner. And to my left, we have the mayor himself, Jeff Hornacek. Now, Horns, as I remember, you have some estranged family members from the North Pole as well. Do you mind divulging the fans a little bit into your personal life with that?
I really don't like to get into it too much, but let's just say we had a few religious differences. They're Jewish, and we are stout observers of Christmas, and also they're vehement racists. But most importantly, and the worst part is that they're Detroit Lions fans.
Oh God, I can't stand Detroit Lions
Can't
fans.
deal
I'm
with
sorry.
that. One thing
No,
I cannot forgive. Yeah,
no, I can't. Look, racism. People can change. I understand.
sure.
Fandom.
Religions, different viewpoints, but if you
Yeah.
root for the fucking Lions, I swear to God.
God. All right, and that's all we've got today, guys. Short crew, skeleton crew. So we again are at roughly the 14-second mark. New Line Cinema, fully up on the screen. We are going to hit play in 3, 2, 1. Christmas. Now, Jeff, as I told you this before, I have never seen Elf before.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of it. I've probably seen the whole movie in short segments, but I've never actually seen all of Elf. And I don't like Will Ferrell. As you remember, what was that 125, 126 maybe? Movies and music through Brian Banner. Will Ferrell was my most overrated.
Yeah, and he's kind of gone ebb and flow. By the way, Bob Newhart is Papa Elf. Just a great inclusion in the film. So I'm interested to get your take on this because I know you're a big Favreau guy, and obviously he
Yeah.
directed here. And then I think the rest of the cast is pretty rock solid. But I agree, Will Ferrell. This was kind of before we had the oversaturation point of him, where he was just ubiquitous. He was literally everywhere, and I think with anything, you just it kind of runs its course with you, especially his brand of humor. But this was a little
This
bit
may have
free.
been beginning of the end, right?
Well, this was probably 2 years post Old School. We were still, I think, before Step Brothers, so we hadn't quite gotten sick of him yet. This guy is, by the way, Peter Dinklage is in this movie. This is the
Really?
dude from Christmas Story, the guy, the head elf. Let me just try and find his name though.
Ralphie?
Well, that's his character in Christmas Story, but the actor, great
Yeah,
friends with Favreau,
we don't need to know more than that. It's
Peter
Ralphie.
something.
Peter Ralphie.
Yep, nailed it.
Yeah, that's right.
So the North Pole, as we know, child labor laws don't apply here. Really, the government has no say. And as
Mm-hmm.
a result, we've seen the labor.
Sovereign nation, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're not mistaken. That is correct. We've seen really labor unions cannot get a footing, and workers' rights are non-existent, whether you're reindeer or elf. So I think this movie really, Banner, if I have to say, is really sort of a statement piece to the elf union to give them a voice for the voiceless,
Documentary, right?
basically.
Yeah.
Mary Steenburgen, of course, plays his stepmom in this, and his mom in Step Brothers. We'll get into an
I
internet.
see Zoe Deschanel. Big fan of hers.
Yeah, this was sort of my first introduction to her. This came out around the same time as 500 Days of Summer. And again, with her, we talk about how like personalities evolve in Hollywood, or their characters sort of, or their roles, excuse me, sort of start to observe the same tropes. This was before she kind of had um, I guess
nerdy
sort of
chick.
the reputation is like the quirky, nerdy, introvert type person. And in this one, she plays a much more straightforward, reserved character, which is a little more paint by numbers, but it serves the film more. I mean, you need straight men next to Buddy the Elf. You can't have like other people being over the top. I don't think it would work as well.
It's kind of a long intro.
Yeah, I was getting an homage to sort of the claymation
Yeah,
uh, Christmas films, which we've done commentaries on all of them, I think.
I think so. Yeah, the
Santa Claus Coming to Town.
I think the only one that we haven't done, at least at the time of this recording, is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah. Can
Not
I
to
just
say
say,
we're not going to do that this year.
I think it's a little vain when in the beginning it says a Jon Favreau film, and then it also says directed by Jon Favreau. Like, yeah, we got that.
Look, if I was Jon Favreau, I'd do it too. I'd put my name in there multiple times. Why not?
Do Banner as a father of a young child? Do babies use pillows? Because this baby doesn't have one. I kind of feel like we should get him a pillow.
No. So no blankets, no pillows. I actually think this baby may be even a little young for a
A
blanket.
bl-
Also, I would generally put clothes on my child, though.
Yeah, and not give it the
So
bottle when you leave, right? It could choke on
yeah,
like everything
yeah.
in the
There's a
crib.
lot. There's a lot I don't agree with here. Now Baby Banner now at 2.5 does use a pillow. She's probably been using one for almost a year now, maybe.
I mean, she's an
Um,
adult, so she can handle herself.
so you know how I know this is not a based on a true story, real movie?
How?
Everybody knows Santa loves Shiner Cheer and brownies. Who the fuck's leaving him milk and cookies? Come on.
We get too much of like vegetables and chocolate chip cookies, I think. What does this look like? A gingerbread snap or something?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a oatmeal cookie.
I love oatmeal cookies.
I do too. Do you like them with raisins or no raisins?
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's all deadly. Oatmeal chocolate chip is probably my favorite.
Ooh, yeah.
Shit's getting fucking lit at the North Pole. Who's gonna hook up with who is really all we're asking at this point.
That chick in the blue is asking for it.
Well, she hooks up with someone every year. It's not who, it's not if, it's who.
Yeah, right. The only if question is it one or is it two
Right.
people?
How early in the night can we get her blacked out drunk?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just remembered the I think it's this movie. No, I could be wrong. It could be either this or Fred Claus, where Jennifer Aniston's brother from the breakup is in it.
Oh, really?
I think it's
Is it
Fred Claus.
Gary?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's Fred Claus. No, sorry, Gary is Vince Vaughn. Just because remember he goes, Gary, on the kick drum, come, come.
That's right. That's right. Gary is Vince Vaughn.
So, Banner, to catch you up, Santa dropped off toys. Buddy the Elf was in an orphanage, crawled in his sack, unbeknownst to Santa. Now he's back at the North Pole, and they're basically deciding, like, as a baby, he's a human, so he's already the size of these fucking elves.
So are they deciding whether to kill him or to keep him?
Yeah, I think at this point they're just saying, I don't think this is enough meat to really feed any of us, so I guess we'll just raise him.
Okay.
And Ed
Wow,
Asner,
this like adolescent kid really looks like Will Ferrell.
good casting there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
So
just
they have
my
elf school. I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean you don't just fucking roll out of bed and build toys, you know? It's a whole process.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I guess everybody has to train to perfect their art.
now see a lot of these kids here, Banner, are on like either partial or full athletic scholarship. So if you're Buddy, you have to be thinking like people are coming for your spot in the academy.
For sure.
Especially when they went 2-8 last year in football. No one's scholarship is safe.
No. But they had a strong basketball year. I mean, they made the
That's
tournament. They were a 15 seed, but still. It's an accomplishment for a mid-major.
yeah, but they had a soft schedule, dude.
I love how in Christmas movies, like the Santa sleigh every year just continues to get more and more technologically advanced. Like, what's the fucking point of the reindeer anymore? These things have fucking rockets on them.
That's the problem. I believe it was the Christmas Chronicles, which we also did a movie commentary
Yeah.
on. I mean, the reindeer are completely obsolete. At that point, it's just to keep them employed, keep them off the streets.
Well, we all know how deadly they can be on the streets.
Yeah, so Buddy, I mean, I'm sure you've seen memes and clips and stuff, but he is just he's naive, right? He doesn't know what the real world is because he's been raised here. But he's starting to
Sure,
realize I'm 7 feet taller than everyone else.
sure, yeah. I mean, I like I said, just because I haven't seen it front to back doesn't mean I haven't seen it. I've probably seen the whole movie just in 37 different sittings. So I'm familiar with the memes and the kind of mantra around it. I know it's a very popular Christmas movie. A lot of people like it.
This is
I've
the
just
Kringle
never seen it.
3000 banner, 8500 reindeer power, obviously comes standard. You
Wow.
buy If you buy today, we will throw in the floor mats.
Now, is that a reindeer 10 or reindeer 12?
It's a
Or
reindeer
10
10.
or
It's a
10?
10, but you don't want the 12. It's not fully developed yet.
Yeah.
This is a good.
I hear the reindeer food mileage is rough also.
It's not what it used to be for sure since we switched to gluten free.
What is this like sand they're putting in these waffle makers?
I think that is like an etch a sketch, but what we're really getting at this is Buddy is dog shit at making toys.
He looks more of an accountant anyway.
Yeah, he should probably be in like the front office. He should be upstairs, really. My first horns fun fact of the day. This is according to IMDb. This one blows my mind, especially when you think of some of the projects he did instead. But Will Ferrell turned down $29 million to be an Elf 2 in late 2013.
$29 million.
So a decade after this, let's look up what else he did in 2013.
Okay,
Okay,
well to be fair, let's go to 2012 to 2014
sure.
because that's about when this movie would have been or that movie would have been produced.
Okay, so the projects that he took on as opposed to this. All right, so he was in starting in 2012, Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie. I'm assuming that was a cameo. He was in Casa de Mi Padre, which is like a spoof of a telenovela. He was in The Campaign, which is fine. That was a funny movie.
Yeah.
He had an uncredited cameo in The Internship, which actually is hilarious. He's the
Which
mattress salesman with the neck
yeah,
tattoo.
I'll give him that. I don't like Will Ferrell, but give
He
credit where
was
credit is
in,
due.
he did Anchorman 2 in 2013.
Yeah.
He did the first Lego movie in 2014. That was a good one.
That was good.
I guess that's really it because everything else he did started 2015. That's when things really go downhill, is in 2015, though.
Okay, but at that point in his career, to turn down $29 million.
Yeah. I can't imagine any of those other projects paid him $29 million, but
I no, combined those projects probably aren't paying him $29 million.
this is funny. The job of winding up the Jack in the Boxes, and he's scared shitless of when they pop out.
That's like, look, we need to get rid of this guy, but we can't afford to pay him unemployment for firing him.
So
So
let's
we
put him
have
where
to
he'll
make him
quit.
quit.
Right. Let's drive him fucking insane. This is the old hot cocoa cooler talk, the
Yeah.
office scuttlebutt. But he's obviously he's the topic of gossip here. I mean, how could he not be?
The idea of this movie is really funny.
Yeah, it's a very
It
it's conducive to humor, the concept of
yeah.
it.
Okay.
Sh- Showering like that is pretty funny.
Okay. I don't want to jump the gun here too much, but
Scratching your butt, like his head. Okay, dunking a basketball is pretty good.
so far I'm digging it. So
Yeah,
far.
and it really hits its stride when he actually gets to New York City. Oh
So
shit!
he was he in an orphanage?
Yeah, as a baby he was.
Okay. I'm assuming mom and dad not together. Dad doesn't know he's a thing. Mama put him up for adoption, crawled into the Santa bag, came to the
Pretty
North Pole.
pretty genius. Yeah. So the whole plot centers around his dad, who never knew he existed, is actually a very prestigious head of a book publishing company in New York City, and that's sort of where his journey takes him.
Okay.
Can he just take a shit? I mean, what's with the Spanish Inquisition?
You know, I would be kind of depressed if I lived in this cottage. Like everything's the same fucking color. Like it's I don't
You
know, a
would
little
have to,
depressing.
yeah. I mean, you'd have to put some posters up or something.
Let's
So here's this.
spice it up a little bit. Maybe like a ficus plant or something.
Here's his dad, the infamous James Caan. But
Okay.
I really just meant famous. He's not infamous. He's just a prestigious actor.
So so uh the Newport here is just he just hung on to all these souvenirs.
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe he's a big Mets fan.
Mm,
I'm not sure. Yeah, a
okay.
lot of New York City memorabilia. These guys are cool, like a little homage to the.
Yeah. The
Oh,
green screen looks fucking terrible, but
I think that's intentional. Yeah, and the
okay.
snowman guy, I believe, is the actual just narrator straight up from the claymations.
Oh, nice. I don't have the volume on. I'm doing subtitles, but might go back and
He just. I mean,
dabble in it a little.
I don't know about the voice, but he definitely looks like.
Yeah.
Snowman wearing a jacket seems a little counterintuitive, right? You don't want to be warm.
Yeah, but you have to wear a jacket with that fucking tie? Come on.
I just sure. I guess you don't want to look like a fucking slob.
Yeah. He kind of looks like Snowman version of John Hammond from Jurassic Park.
I was getting kind of a Sam Elliott vibe too.
Sam Elliott's a little rougher around the edges there.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one can be as rough around the edges as Sam Elliott. None of us would have wives, Banner.
Sam Elliott can't even be as rough around the edges as Sam Elliott.
Right? He's like, I'm trying to be more Sam Elliott. I'm like, well, how would you even do that?
All right, I'm sorry, I'm having mic problems here. Just give me a second.
Yeah, you get your stand figured out. By the way, suspenders, we have to bring those back, guys. Look, I understand functionally belts might be the way to go, but
I look, I'll fight for suspenders here. I'll
fashion
fight for
to me,
suspenders.
yeah.
Just look, if you're worried about the way they look, just put them under your shirt. You're fine. Nobody will even know you fucking have them on unless you're weird and tuck your shirt in.
But also don't put them under your shirt. Be proud of it. So here, Banner, Santa's giving him all the New York tips. He says the real raised pizza is the one on 11th. Don't eat
Okay.
gum from under, tables and chairs.
Now, as somebody that lived in New York, do you agree with that statement on the pizza?
So there are a lot of raised pizzas. The thing that I only know about raised pizza is they're cheap and they're just always open. So, I mean, that's
You
good
can't
enough
beat
for
that.
me. Right,
Yeah.
that's good enough for me. Checks all the boxes.
Conveniently across the street from every bar as well. It's weird.
Yeah, oddly placed.
So is this the same nun that lost his kid?
Very good question. Probably. And if so, he should be like, well, I think you fucking suck at running an orphanage. I'll tell you that much. Left the baby with blankets and bottle and no fucking clothes. She's like, those. We had some temporary night workers that night. It wasn't our normal stout crew.
Yeah, it was. You know how every company hires those extra people during the holiday season to deal with the holiday rush. We had the same
Right.
problem.
Yeah, we need a little extra staff.
Yeah,
Well,
lots of people having sex in March, so a lot of babies, a lot of illegitimate babies coming out of spring break, Christmas time.
exactly. That's like the biggest unprotected sex month of the year. Everyone knows that. All right, he's heading off on his journey. As any good movie starts, the hero embarks.
This is a pretty cool set. It just like it kind of reminds me of like an amusement park ride with the lighting in the background and how there's clearly a fake background, but all the foreground is very much real set pieces.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like the beginning of CGI where they would do like the green screen set, but they would still need like the actual tangible parts as well. Here's the narwhal. Also, Banner, I would love to just get high with those three dudes, like the penguin, the fucking the beaver, and whoever the third guy was.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you
I'm
think they would?
enjoying myself right now. You know what I mean?
Would they pass the blunt or would they hog it? You think?
Instead of like a puff puff pass, they're probably like a puff puff, real quick puff pass. Like
Come on,
sneak that extra one in there.
it's not fooling anybody.
which is kind of a douchey thing to do unless you're the one providing the blunt.
Sure.
I mean, everybody knows that. But again, house rules, so can't complain.
Just like beer pong. The journey Buddy takes, not the quickest one. Probably encountered some White Walkers up here.
Yeah. That is a extremely fat raccoon. I love it.
He's eating. There's plenty of trash cans around here.
Like, you know you're headed into the right direction. You see a raccoon that fat.
This is one of the more famous scenes. He gets super fucking aggressive. The way he reaches out for him is so awkward.
This is something that like we've talked on other podcasts. We actually talked about our Christmas Vacation commentary. Check that one out. Me, Cycling, and Thurman did. But some of the comedy that's just like over the top like that, like this raccoon attacks him and he falls over, and then you just see the tail from some of the over the top stuff that like that really really works, and at other times it just doesn't work.
I have a fun fact. I totally agree with that, by the way, about this scene. Fun fact. So this scene with Buddy sidestepping his way through the Lincoln Tunnel, which, by the way, is always fucking under construction. Like, can we just finish the goddamn work? But the fun fact, according to IMDb, several minor traffic accidents occurred when Will Ferrell walked through the Lincoln Tunnel in his costume, because people were so surprised and distracted from their driving to see him wearing an elf outfit.
So did they not like block it off to film this? They just like said, "Hey, here's a camera crew, go."
I'm guessing. I mean, the traffic they had in there is what I've always observed. Like, it's never not busy. And Banner, this is sort of an infamous scene where he sees the world's best cup of coffee. Congratulations! I'm like, who the fuck?
I mean, that's a very bold statement to advertise you have the best cup of coffee in the world.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in New York,
in New York City of all places, please.
It is kind of crazy. Like, speaking to New York, a guy literally bouncing around on a crosswalk in an elf outfit, no one would bat an eye. You just assume he's just taking all their fucking flyers.
Don't eat. No, he's not about to eat the gum. Yeah, come on, man.
There's a couple gross things that he, and the worst part is he likes it.
Come on, come on. I mean, I guess I can. If I put myself in his shoes, I guess I could kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I could.
It's vomit inducing now.
I don't know if I could.
There's a scene coming up where he eats something, and I actually have a fun fact about that, because Will Ferrell, like, outside of shooting, actually vomited from what they asked him to do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm assuming it wasn't spinning around in the door.
Although I'll say this, just as an aside, one of the biggest realizations about growing up and becoming an adult is that, like, rides make me now really, really dizzy and nauseous.
Oh, I can't even like Baby Banner wants to play Ring Around the Rosie, and I get nauseous just doing that. Like, yeah. I don't. I mean, you know, I don't do spinny very well in general.
For sure.
For a few years ago, I had a minor accident, and I can't spin anymore at all. But even regardless of that,
I'll say this though, Banner, it does not stop you from dancing.
I do love to dance. I do love to dance.
All right, so Buddy's dad, James Caan, works in the Empire State Building, and somehow their security is just allowing him to just fucking hang out in the elevator and go up to the top. And this guy, who you know is late for a meeting, is not going to be too pleased with this.
It may or may not be true Banner fun fact. If you accidentally hit like the wrong floor, if you double tap it, it's supposed to cancel it.
No way. Really?
Yeah, I've heard it.
That's insane.
I've heard it.
So James Caan, another cool piece of casting, two of the other writers at the publishing company, or maybe they're not writers, their job is to like get pitches for books. One is Kyle Gass from Tenacious D.
Cool.
Yeah, who actually is not in many movies, but I think he's pretty funny. And then the other is Andy Richter, of course, from the Conan O'Brien show.
Nice. I didn't know that was a guy from Tenacious D. I don't know that I like would have recognized him anyway though.
Yeah, unless you like heard him sing.
Yeah.
Buddy and his dad's receptionist end up having a great relationship. His dad's receptionist banner is the chick in the Mandalorian on Tatooine who runs like the pit droid place that they land.
Oh, like the 7-Eleven?
Yeah, and she watches the
Yeah.
child for like half an episode.
Wow, she looks way different.
Younger for sure, yeah.
Yeah. She did not age well.
This would
So
be
he knows that he's his son?
no. Buddy knows this is his dad. His dad does not know it's his son. Which, if you're the people in the North Pole, knowing what they know about the real world, you're really setting this guy up for fucking failure.
Why why does everybody look excited that he's like that they're meeting?
Because I think they don't know. They actually believe the guy, I guess, for some reason. I don't know.
So they believe that Buddy's his son?
And his dad thinks it's just some fucking practical joke, which
Uh,
would be a pretty funny practical joke. Pay a guy to just dress up as an elf.
yeah, that would be pretty funny. I'd put in like $50 for someone to do that. Okay.
Just everyone's like,
I
oh,
fucking hate when we do this. We start watching the movie and I'm
I
even
know.
more disappointed because I out of principle have to try and hate this movie.
Sure. But now everyone I think all the other people in the office have gone from, well, this was a fun joke to like, oh, this guy is actually about to have his heart broken.
How do you have you not sent security in at this point? What is this, 2003? Is that when this came
Yeah,
out?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely post 9/11. This guy would be fucking escorted
Yeah.
out in handcuffs. So he said Susan Wells, the key word, his mother who passed away. Obviously, his dad remembers blowing it inside of her. So he's like, all right, well, that's a
Oh,
little
she passed away.
correct.
Okay,
Yes,
I missed that. I'm sorry. I just thought she was like high school chick, you know, didn't know
could
what
have
she was doing.
no, could have been both. I mean, clearly it was the '70s banner, free love.
Obviously.
That's a CGI nutcracker, and it's pissing me off.
How many, I mean, again, Jeff, I'm leaning on you a lot here because I know obviously you lived in New York City. How many people actually get hit by taxis? Because I feel like everybody in movies get hit by taxis in New York City.
Yeah, so the real battle in New York City is between the cyclists and the taxi drivers. I mean, those two have, I'm not even kidding, it's a fucking war. Like
Really?
they both think they own the road. Um, and it's gotten bad. I've seen like basically like people pull over and it almost came into fisticuffs before. If you're just a straight
Wow.
up pedestrian, I think most of the pedestrians in New York City know that taxis won't give a fuck if they have someone in the car, so they stay out of the way. But the cyclists are almost like they're trying to get hit. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
Also,
this is one I've seen this scene before. This is
has Baby Banner been on an escalator yet?
um
This-
I don't I don't know. Will Ferrell has incredible like stretching ability. He's
yeah.
very flexible to be able to do that. I'm actually impressed.
One thing that I think Elf really brings to light is like all the social norms that we observe that we don't realize like how much actual education they take to be like not just looking over the stall as someone's taking a shit. How do you go up an escalator? Like
Yeah.
simple the roundabout walk that he went in the store with. This year is Faison Love, the guard from the replacements.
Hmm.
Check out our movie commentary on that. He's a big John Favreau stan. They're in a lot of stuff together. Couple
That's
of
the thing. Favreau, he always puts his people in his stuff, which obviously everybody does, but he surrounds himself with good people.
he does. And Faison Love is like the angry holiday store manager who can't even get his fucking workers to show up for their shifts is really good.
Smiley's my favorite thing.
He's like about to fucking shoot someone.
Me and Buddy could not be more different people.
I'm a little concerned that what triggered that was when he says smiling is my favorite thing.
I'm just
You don't
like
seem unhappy.
no, I'm not unhappy, and like I like to smile. Don't get me wrong, but like I never would have thought of smiling being an action that I love doing.
Right.
It's just something that I do.
They're like, "Can we put you on the floor? Like, can you handle this?" He's like, "Guys, I'm fucking built for this. What are you talking about?"
I've literally trained my entire life to do this.
Zoe Deschanel
Wow,
is a blonde.
she looks like Reese Witherspoon with black or with blonde
I
hair.
I think she looks great as a blonde,
I do
actually.
too. And I'm not traditionally, this is gonna sound weird. I don't get me wrong, I love blondes, but I'm not traditionally attracted to blondes.
I don't think I am either, really.
Yeah. I I can honestly say I never dated a blonde in my life.
Something, and I know I have some psychological stuff that Dr. Epstein and I need to work through. We'll do that once we can put mom on the back burner. But something about the elf outfit too is just doing it for me.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I
Geiger's issue with he only wants to fuck Zoe Saldana when she's either blue or green.
yeah. I see, I think what it is that the elf costume is it's not revealing in any way, but it's definitely very form fitting, but it leaves a lot up to the
Yep.
imagination.
And believe me, you know this, I have quite the imagination. It'd be a damn shame not to put that to use. There's no singing in the North Pole. He's like, bullshit. Is that supposed to be a gingerbread house behind him, or is that just Santa's workshop?
I was just trying to figure that out. I don't know. Now at Christmas time, do you traditionally do gingerbread house or have you made gingerbread houses before? I also think that's just like a cottage. I don't think it's a gingerbread house.
Got it. It's just
Might
more of
be
the
my
aesthetic.
if anything, it's made out of waffles.
It's just like a normal, one story, 3 bedroom, 2 bath house in the North Pole, probably going around 350K now, with a 30-year fixed.
You can rent it for the weekend, $1,200 on Airbnb.
Yeah, but you can only sleep 4 to 5. No putting anybody on the fucking couch. It's just
Yeah,
cheap and bad.
one bathroom, which is rough too.
Yeah, the other one you can really only shit in. There's no shower. About the gingerbread houses, it's kind of weird. I used to never make gingerbread houses around the holidays, but I feel like now that I'm older, for some reason, the past few years, I think the last 3, we've done a gingerbread house. The other
That's
problem is though, do you eat it afterwards? Like we don't eat it. Like I don't like getting stuff on
I
it.
don't think you're supposed to eat it.
Okay,
I don't think so. I'm okay. Personally, I've never eaten a gingerbread house, um, so I don't think you're supposed to. He is like,
he's all about the light brights.
this is
By the
great.
way,
Again,
at,
how is there like not like an alarm system going off or security or something?
I think they just left him there, and they were first Mary Steenburgen assignment, or excuse me,
Okay.
site. I love his brother in this too, or I guess his stepbrother, or his half brother, I guess.
Yeah, it's a half brother. It's a brother from another mother with the same father.
Literally. Mary Steenburgen looks older in this than she does in Step Brothers. She's
Uh,
reverse aging. Is she Benjamin Button?
I don't know. I think she looks about the same in this.
Now his brother's using the same fucking excuse. I'm way behind on my homework. No one's buying it.
Do you think he actually knew what he was doing with that guitar, or he just used it to get more pussy?
I mean, Banner, that's not a fair question.
You know, now that you pointed out the gingerbread, or not the gingerbread, the what the fuck is it? Nutcracker. It's really bothering me.
Yeah, it's so
It's
CGI'd.
very, very
And for
distracting.
no reason. We're putting a hat on a hat here. So Buddy really, churched up the old Gimbals overnight.
Look, he did. You have to. He had some hustle. You got to give him credit. He put the work in.
Light bright is not an activity that you can just like speed through. It's very meticulous. You have to be very exact.
Wow, her in the shower. Okay.
Interesting, yeah.
Why is he there?
So he doesn't understand.
No, why is she? Wait, where are they?
This is at the store. I think she's just showering before her shift, which is, I'll agree, very weird. Um, Also, the fact that they just have like a full shower at a what is basically the equivalent of like a Macy's is a bit confusing.
That's what I'm confused about. Well, nice little duet here. I mean, I can't hear it, but I'm sure it's nice.
But you sort of can, you know. How creeped out would you be if you were her?
If Will Ferrell in an elf costume just showed up outside of my shower, I'd have some questions.
Sadly for me, would not be the first time.
I hate myself
That's
that I
pretty.
laughed at that.
That's pretty funny though.
I hate myself that I
And
laughed
for
at.
Favreau, we know what he's capable of. This is like such. I don't want to say lowbrow. It's not cheap, but it's like, all right, and then you close your eyes and you fucking run into the lockers. Like, come on, man.
I always wonder with people like Will Ferrell, like he obviously is this he's the same character in every fucking movie, right? For
Yeah.
the most part. How much of these directors are like, okay, well, now do this, or if Will Ferrell's just like, I'm going to do this.
Right.
Like, obviously, Will Ferrell is a smart enough person to know what people laugh at, so he capitalized on that for several years. But
I mean,
how much credit does Will Ferrell get?
I think he has to get a lot of it. The interesting thing is if you can get something new out of that type of performance, which is, I think, has kind of deemed itself sort of not achievable, is kind of why his career sort of plateaued or people got sick of him.
Yeah.
The interesting thing that I'm wondering is, and maybe it's kind of weird that Will Ferrell had a little creative foresight to say, no, I don't want to do Elf 2, because he did end up doing a lot of the same types of roles after that. But I'm wondering what the plot idea was, because
Mona Lisa on it. It's just good.
once this character realizes the world that he's in, I mean, just in and of itself, the joke, now that he's a part of it, it's not funny anymore, So I'm wondering what they
Yeah.
would have done in the second one.
Now, is it safe to say that Zoe Deschanel and Will Ferrell end up together in the end? As a romantic
Uh,
couple?
I believe so, but it's almost like romance adjacent. Like he's sort of like her beard. She's sort of his beard, excuse me. But he
Okay.
is definitely like asexual, you know.
Okay. I was just getting at you could have a now he brings her into his world at the North Pole
Oh yeah,
being your second movie. I mean that's just to
that
reverse it
probably.
up. I don't think it would play as well necessarily as him being, this little fish in a big pond as opposed to being the little fish in the big pond.
That
Or
would have had to
wait,
be where they
what?
go. Phase on Love was like, some motherfucker done been light brighten up in my gimbals.
So he's mad that they're getting more people into the store now. Is that what's happening?
I think he's happy about that, but if you came back in and saw this to the store, you'd be like, how the fuck did this happen? I mean, they'd be all over the security tapes right away, right?
Depends on how much ecstasy I did the night before.
Okay, let's say you do the normal amount of ecstasy that you do.
I'd
Or
probably have some questions.
yeah,
I'd have
okay.
some questions.
So those little like paper things, where they like hook them in one another.
Oh, the little rings.
What are those called? I love how he just jumps in front of all the fucking kids. I'm
Uh,
6'4". You sit behind me. This is Artie Lang, uh, pretty popular comedic actor around the time. He was in Old School, of course. He plays Mitch's friend. This guy, it's actually a really sad story if you look it up. He fell on some really hard times in his real life, like serious drug addiction.
ugh, you hate to see that.
Yeah. How this is the "you sit on a throne of lies" meme because he's saying he's not the real saint.
That's funny. Okay.
Artie's like, dude, bro, I get paid $15 an hour.
I've never really understood that meme. Like I know it's funny, so I obviously laugh, but I don't know why it's funny. You ever do that?
All the time.
Yeah. I just know, like I've just been okay with the fact that I know I'm not smart enough to understand a lot of the things that are sent to me, but I'm not dumb enough to know that they're funny.
Okay, so if Buddy were smelling us, he tells Santa or fake Santa, "You smell like beef and cheese. You're not the real Santa." What would he say we smell like? I mean, for you, we just say you smell like weed and Corona line, probably.
Yeah, I actually eat a cosmic brownie every night
Oh,
before
nice.
bed. Yeah, it's my
That
my
sounds
little treat
awesome.
to myself if I'm a good boy during the day. I would say you probably smell like a nice cab sav,
Yeah, definitely.
like a cab sav, and maybe like a goat cheese, like a blueberry goat cheese.
All right. I definitely eat a lot of cheese and I drink a lot of Cab Sav. This is just adorable.
This is cute. But
Uh,
let me guess. Hold on. I'm gonna guess before he opens it up, it's gonna be the bra, like the Santa lingerie. Yep. Yep.
You could write anything in crayon. I could literally send you a letter that said, "I'm gonna fucking skin you and wear you around my house like an antelope," and you'd be like, "Oh, well, he wrote it in crayon though."
See, and that's how Rachel sent your divorce papers, if I'm not mistaken.
She always has a flair for the dramatic. That's what I fell in love with in the first place.
Yeah, she also cheated on you with everyone.
Nothing can be proven. Him sitting in a prison cell is pretty fucking funny aesthetic.
I've never been in prison, but I imagine it's not like this.
This just basically looks like Planet Fitness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Gold's Gym, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I forgot that he hooks him up with a little job at the company.
All right, I'm about to piss my pants, so hold the fort down for
I got
I
that.
don't know, 30 seconds to 3 minutes. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen.
So Buddy's dad is basically like, okay, bro, did you comb through my yearbook and find this photo? Because if you did, why didn't you send me the one where I was junior varsity basketball captain? That's a picture I want to fucking relive and have that memory. I always wonder too, an esteemed actor like a James Caan, like this scene right here with Buddy the Elf. Favreau obviously is an incredible director, especially aesthetically, and is a fairly good storyteller. Is he known for pulling great performances out of people? Not necessarily. It doesn't mean it's a weakness. But to get a guy like James Caan to sign on to something like this, I mean, at this point, very selective in his roles. I wonder what about this was so appealing to him. I mean, obviously the movie is time has told that it's been a huge success in pop culture. But I wonder at the time what the pitch was. Speaking of which, John Favreau here, I have a fun fact about the cotton balls he's eating. The cotton balls Buddy eats while in the doctor's office were actually cotton candy that had not been dyed, which I think just goes to show us all as kids that all cotton candy is the same fucking flavor. It doesn't matter if it's blue or red, it's sugar.
I fucking hate cotton candy. I think
Maynard,
it's disgusting.
here's our director cameo that John Favreau always has.
Always has. This kind of reminds me of forgetting Sarah Marshall. He's like, that's what it is. He's like, I'm a fucking pediatrician here.
What do you want, a fucking lolly?
Yeah, your dick looks fine. It's a fine dick.
It's a healthy cock, Peter.
It's a healthy cockpit.
Have you ever had sugar plums?
I don't think I have. Are they good?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Oh, you were legitimately asking.
Yes. My finger has a heartbeat. That's probably the most real way to describe getting your finger pricked.
Yeah, I actually have a test. I'm part of a worldwide I don't know, some sort of research thing. I signed up for it. Look, they're paying me $50 to do it, so I'm doing it.
Hell yeah.
Uh, so like every 3 months, I have to prick my finger and send it to them. It's for like COVID research stuff, and I have had it sitting there for a week because I hate needles, and I had a really hard time pricking my own finger last time I
Yeah.
did it.
You should have. I would have to have like someone else do it. I couldn't.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get help this next one.
This is where Favreau's like, look, bro, he's your kid, so you got to figure this shit out. He's probably coming for the will too. It's weird because between this and 2020, I feel like Favreau has aged 30 years, but also feel like he hasn't aged at all.
He's I. I don't think he's really aged at all. He's just had a little too much KFC.
How can you have too much KFC?
Look at Favreau. He's like he's easily put on 100 pounds.
There's no
Easy.
such thing as. I'm just saying there's no such thing as too much KFC.
Those little like fucking mashed potato bowl things.
Oh,
God, they're amazing.
and dude, their mac and cheese is really good too.
It's dry and creamy all at the same time.
I know it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense.
Don't you kind of want to see if you like let Buddy into your house and said, "Hey, we're gonna go shopping and get lunch real quick," and you came back, what could he do in terms of decorations?
Okay, the forks and the spoons right there in the middle. That was pretty cool.
Okay, I think it's this scene. The scene where Buddy eats different candies and pastries with the spaghetti noodles had to be shot twice because Will Ferrell vomited the first time. So Buddy basically has, I mean, obviously, like early
He just
onset diabetes,
downed a 2 liter.
correct, which is insane, absolutely insane.
Is that physically possible?
No, yes, it's very impossible. So here he's going to put maple syrup on his spaghetti.
Oh my god.
And he actually eats this.
I hate syrup.
You like sugar, huh? Is there sugar in syrup? The four main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup. Ugh.
I can't stand syrup. I'm kind of getting sick here myself. And it's not necessarily the taste I hate about syrup. It's that it gets everything so sticky. That's one thing I can't
It'll get on
stand.
you. Yeah, you'll use a fork that's 8 inches long, and it'll somehow get on your hands.
Yeah, I cannot.
Team
That
A.
is why I don't like syrup.
It's
Yeah,
weird that.
she's definitely way younger in this.
Yeah. The burping, he's a great burper. We have to give him that.
Yeah, let's get some volume on that one.
It's as Megan Trainor would say, it's all about that bass, no treble. Then
Yeah.
yes, did you hear that? Like, yeah, bro, Pennsylvania heard that.
Yeah, it's just like an interesting concept here. Like you have a what 35-year-old that is a child.
And that is why there's a not a prevailing theory on the internet, but there's a theory that's gained some traction that Step Brothers is actually a sequel to this. I mean, if you think about obviously Mary Steenburgen and Will Ferrell playing the mother's son
Yeah.
again, but Brennan's character is emotionally stunted. Something that would maybe happen if you were to grow up in the North Pole. And it would make sense
And
they would never bring it up because he would just revert, back to that lifestyle, that mindset.
and Brennan is not much of a different name than Buddy.
Very
Easy. It's
true.
an easy transition
I think that's actually part of the theory. That's a
for
good.
somebody that would be developmentally behind the 8 ball coming from a situation like that. Look, okay, I'm just saying, what a douchebag. Look, a tickle
Say it
fight right
back.
before bed is awesome. Being a dad, having baby banter, we have a tickle fight almost every night before bed.
You have to. Oh, don't do that.
Oh, that's just rude.
God damn it.
Why are they? Wait, is she having spaghetti for breakfast?
Yeah, that's what he made.
At least there's not too much sauce on the spaghetti, so it wouldn't be as bad.
She's like about to throw up. Where did he even get the whole thing of M&Ms?
You're telling me in a scene like this, they couldn't find some sort of substitute that's not syrup. Like you can't. I don't know. I just don't understand why you would actually have to eat that.
He ripped apart the TV stand to make the fucking rocking horse. Well, the wood's got to come from somewhere,
Yeah.
You can take this for lunch.
I actually there is something about eating like noodles out of a bag. I don't know. It's weird, but I enjoy it.
How do you heat it up, though?
Jeff, how long have you known me?
I remember in college when we ate SpaghettiOs with a fucking clothes hanger.
Yep. That was actually like me and Mrs. Banner had just started dating because you guys fucking left me and went to a fast food restaurant. You got free tickets and I walked her home and you guys
Free
left
tickets
me.
to what? Sorry, I
It
was.
was to Whataburger.
Oh, really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember I had a bunch of those somehow.
Yeah,
Oh,
you had a
yeah,
bunch of
that's
those, and
different.
you're like, all right, well, when you get back, we're gonna go to Whataburger. And I walked her back to her apartment, and I came back, and you guys weren't fucking there. So I walked to the gas station and bought a can of SpaghettiOs. Why I didn't use a fork, I don't remember.
I mean, we definitely had forks. It wasn't because they weren't available. Is he talking about the disposal? Oh, the radiator.
Hold on, if you're as successful as he is, can you A, not work from home, or B, just take some fucking time off to like get this psychopath some help? Or like be with him and like teach him like, hey, New York City's not that bad.
Yeah, the dad's point of view is basically like I don't think I think he's in denial almost the whole time. He's like, "There's no way this is actually my kid." Now I know I fucked that chick from high school, but she said she was on the pill, so I don't really understand how this is happening to me now.
Jesus Christ. I'm getting like a sugar high just watching the amount of candy he's putting on those
Yeah, I think
noodles.
I think my cholesterol
Don't
is.
eat that.
Oh, this is where he threw up. And a Pop Tart. Dude, you know what's really sad? I miss Pop Tarts. I looked at the nutrition facts on one the other day. I don't think I can ever eat one again.
Ugh.
This is gross. See, this
Oh,
stuff as an
God.
adult does nothing for me. Oh God.
That was disgusting, dude.
Yeah. I that's how I know I'm old. I can't even laugh at that.
Is this Bam Margera's like uncle?
Uncle Vito or whatever.
Yeah.
Very much looks like him.
Couldn't remember his name.
So I think he sells children's books, and this last version they have is fucking dog shit. Like no one's buying it. So they're about to bring in this guy who's a ringer at like spicing up books, but he's a psycho, and he's played by Peter Dinklage, which is a great role for him. And
Peter
Banner,
Dinklage is I, I'm so conflicted on him because everything he's in, I think he's great. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything that I'm like he didn't do a good job. Maybe Infinity War, he was fine, but I don't know that I like him, and I never consider him like a good actor, and I don't know why.
I haven't seen enough. I mean, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but everything I've seen of him, he's basically being using his comedic chops, and I think he's pretty funny. But
Yeah, I thought he was great in Days of Future Past too.
yeah, that's true. Not near in near enough of it is. Again, that movie is like the comic arc is so long; it's so hard to put that into one film.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Wait, hey, -8 for the quarter. That's not going to work, bro. You're next on the fucking line. So's mine." He's just sitting on a stoop across the street. The kid to the left of him has quite the afro.
Yeah, he does.
Jesus.
The
He
other
don't know.
kid looks like Aaron Judge as a
Yeah, I was gonna say
child.
he looks like Italian Rufio. He's just like shoving these kids. Excuse me. Oh, this is a great scene. I'll be right back. I'm gonna refresh my beverage. Lock it down. The action scene coming up though.
Okay. So I'm gonna give the folks at home my more or less mid movie review here. Um, I think this second act is much stronger than that first act. Oh, in the face! And they didn't have me at first. They didn't completely have me out of it yet. Now we're getting in the meat and potatoes. I'm having a good time. Really disgusted by the food choice. But for a Christmas movie, you have to appeal to the kids. Kids would think that's funny. Maybe you want to try it. I don't know. Man, they are just getting fucking bombarded here. Jesus. Key on a good snowball though is you gotta really pack it in. Oh wow. Speed maker there. You need to have the good powdery snow. The accuracy here. Wow. No way. He can't launch that far. It'd fall apart. No way. Not no way. It's just not possible. Especially like that was like the size of a snowball. Now maybe if that was ice, you could get close. But that was like a 60-yard throw. This is one thing I miss about like being a kid, like old enough to like go to the mall by yourself, but not necessarily by yourself, but like your parents will let you off on your own. Just running through a fucking department store, like I don't know, just being a fucking kid. Not like having zero intentions. Like you go shopping not to shop. You go shopping to like I don't know, just fucking goof around with your boys. The naughty list now, okay. Zoe Deschanel still got it popping. Horns, I think you're muted if you're trying to talk.
Thank you. I was gonna say, oh, who was that second elf?
I don't know who that was, but fuck
Holy
Joey,
shit!
Zoe Deschanel. I
I
want
was
that
gonna
chick.
say, what's her story?
That was like good looking Ruby Rose.
Wow, what a diss on Ruby Rose. She actually, in just that scene, walking through the scene, better actor than Ruby Rose.
Yeah, well, my left testicle is a better actor than Ruby Rose.
Your left testicle is a pretty good actor, though.
Yeah, it's really let itself go here recently, though.
So, Boehner, as a parent, I don't know if you guys have done this yet, but you're probably at that prime age where you can do it for like 4 or 5 straight years. Is taking your child to Santa still a thing? Let's say we're post COVID. Is that still a thing people actually do? Or is that just
Um,
kids?
so we haven't taken her to see Santa. Well, that's not true. Actually, we have. Like one was a work Christmas party. Santa came her first Christmas, and
Oh,
she got to see him. She was too young at that point to really know like what was up. Last year we went and saw Santa, and she kept him at an arm's length. We'll just say that she wasn't
I
like
wouldn't trust him either.
yeah, she wasn't okay with him, but she also wasn't not okay with him either. She kind of like kept looking at him from the side. I think this year she's old enough where she understands the concept of Santa now. And so I think again, pending COVID, I don't really know how this is going to work this year. Maybe we'll Zoom him or something, but I think she would actually understand who he was. It's like a Christmas Vacation homage.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Because if it's a Christmas movie, play the classics, right? Oversized tree in the living room is definitely one of the things that is always funny.
You guys a real tree family or a fake tree family?
Used to be real tree, now we're fake tree. And I used to be like, I do not see the appeal in the fake tree. Now that we have one, I don't know if I'll ever go back, to be honest with you.
We me and the wife, we just go ahead and permanent pen in an argument setting up the Christmas tree every year. We have a fake
Sure.
tree. It's just a pain in the ass. It hurts my back. I hate every bit about it. We always get in a fight. We laugh about it. We know we're gonna fight. We fight. It's a Christmas tradition. We did upgrade though. That's another fun.
Buddy, what the fuck? Also, what kind of couch lets you get that sort of lift off of it?
I don't know. I don't know. Um, we've got the fake tree that has lights built in now, so it's gonna make our fight a little
Jesus.
more interesting this year.
That's big time. Obviously, the benefits to the real tree are, the whole point of picking it out is a really fun family process. The smell, like we get the Christmas tree little sticks you can put in it that make it smell, but nothing
Yeah, we
equals the
do.
real
We usually do
Christmas
like
tree.
a Christmas tree candle
Hmm.
or a Scentsy.
But
The
nothing
thing with
equals
a
the real
real tree
smell.
is it just fucks with my allergies so bad.
Yeah, and just getting it home is a pain. Disposing of it is a pain.
You have to keep it watered and clean up the fucking pine needles.
Yeah, and it just strips needles all the time. Again, I love how his receptionist loves him.
I mean, honestly, if you're like treated like dog shit, which I'm sure Walter treats his receptionist like dog shit, it's just refreshing that like he's miserable and it's because of this superly overly nice person.
Although I'm gonna say something, Banner, you're not gonna like this. Buddy, he has a date and he's trying to fuck Deb right now. I want that mug though.
Yeah, I could get by with that, man. So you think he's trying to fuck Zoe Deschanel and the secretary?
Of course, why not?
If
That looks
anybody's got a
better.
shot, it's him.
You could play the innocent card. Oh my god, I didn't know I was from the North Pole. I didn't know that's how you guys did
Wait a minute, I
things.
see where this is going. They're gonna end up writing a book about Buddy, and it's literally the movie.
Um,
It's
no,
the end, isn't it?
it's not. No.
No? Well, it should be, because it's better than anything
Well, my
this.
ending is better than this dog shit.
Yeah.
Raises his hand. I love when one person raises their hand like there's no one else. That's actually a good question. Why is your name on the desk?
Yeah, I've never understood that. Like, if you have an office like that, why do you have to have a name tag? Like, clearly it's your office.
Oh my god, he has the classic dollar bill framed behind him, right? Probably the first dollar bill he ever. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Why would that be like the first thing you say? I don't know. I'm just
That's how
not
you answer the
understanding.
phones at the North Pole.
What
Like
does
you're,
your favorite color have to do with anything, though?
let's say you were calling in to complain though, and that's how they answer the phone. It's probably going to disarm you a little bit, right? If you're calling in to
I mean,
bitch about,
I mean, it's yellow, but my fucking robot that I bought from you for $500 is broken.
okay, that's great. Yellow's a great color. Let me just see how I can help you today. Like, fuck it, yellow is a really good color. Thank you for acknowledging that. You'd be surprised how hard it is to get people to agree how good a
Yeah.
color yellow is.
Everybody's like blue, red. Fuck those colors, man.
It's low hanging fruit. Anybody can say that. This
Yeah,
is probably the
red is
best
the
scene in the
color of
movie.
blood. It's the devil's color.
The Sith color too, though, so that kind of helps.
Yeah, damn it. Fuck, that's
Look
cool.
at this guy's hair. What sort of lettuce are we dealing with down here in the mailroom? Jesus. The mailroom is a shoddy place, man. No one here does not have priors.
No, it's a requirement. That guy right there, kind of looks like Windows 95 Samuel L. Jackson.
Definitely. Like the one you'd get on the free CD out front of a Walmart. Here's Kyle
Yep.
Gass and Andy Richter.
Yeah, I definitely would not have recognized that guy from Tenacious D. Andy Richter, I would have.
I like how he puts his hands out for the other guy. So Miles Finch is Peter Dinklage's character.
Okay.
He's like the fucking. If you need to go to the bullpen, like if you need a strikeout, he's the guy you go to.
Really? He's the Mariano Rivera closing out the game?
Basically, yeah. But this guy's saying like he's going to cost us a fucking arm and a leg, dude. They're like, well, the book is not good the way it is. So you tell me what our options are.
So basically, Buddy just sucks at every job that he does, whether it's like in New York City or the North Pole.
Yeah, but he sucks. But now this guy's also about to get him drunk, so that's a good combination. This guy's about to make what I'm drinking now, which might be aggressive for this point in the day, but I went with an Irish coffee or Christmas.
I
What's it called?
I don't know, but where you put Irish cream in your coffee?
This one's just whiskey in my coffee.
Winter's coffee.
Winter's coffee. That's what this guy's about to. I thought it was syrup.
It's like butterscotch schnapps.
I don't know what it is, but it's
Probably like some Mad Dog 20.
This guy's like, whoa, dude, relax.
I feel like being, I don't know, maybe my drunk and not drunk are different than their drunks, but laying on the shit like this is not something I would do when I'm drunk. Stoned for sure.
Definitely.
Drunk, I don't know. I'm a little bit more crazy, a little bit more uppy when I'm drunk.
Right. I get a little bit more animated.
Yeah, a little sloppier, if you will.
So like I have so many ideas. That guy on the left says you're so young. That guy on the left looks familiar. I mean, I'm not gonna do the
Yeah, I was
research.
just trying to think like I don't think he's anybody, but he looks like somebody. He's like a machine version. I'm drunk. Never mind. Moving on. So they're calling Peter Dinklage.
They got Miles Finch on the phone, and they're trying to basically. He's like an actor, right? You have to sell him on your project. Why should I come in and save this thing at the 11th hour?
So is that how books work? Like somebody writes it, but then if it's not good, somebody else just like edits it and then they put their name on it? I don't understand. I don't understand how this works.
Now his demands like,
Look, I'm gonna need $1 million in a duffel bag, unmarkable, untraceable bills, also a
okay,
helicopter to the roof.
all okay.
I
These are
mean,
all,
it's kind of weird. Like we literally want to pay you. We're not like holding you
and no
hostage.
one makes eye contact with me on my walk from the roof to the stairs. Is that understood? Sure. It's a breakdance war, bro.
As somebody that's worked in several mailrooms, I've never been to one that looks like this.
You haven't been to a river dance mailroom? He can
No, I
dance,
mean,
though.
granted, I've never been to a mailroom in New York City. Maybe they're different.
That's a sturdy ass table.
It is. Again, I feel like Will Ferrell, that was a little bit more athletic than he looks.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this is movie magic, but the depth he got on those squats for the river dance was pretty
For
solid
sure.
too.
Fucking loving his hat right now.
That seemed like an abrupt scene transition, right? We were dancing in the mailroom, now we're on a date.
Is he still drunk for the date?
I don't know what happened with his dad. This seems like horrible editing. Oh, he's showing her the greatest cup of coffee in the world. Banner, I could see you in that hat.
Yeah, I could get around on that. Honestly, I'm kind of digging the suit too.
Yeah.
So he's like showing her all the new things that he found when he came to New York.
Trick is not to get your arm caught in the door.
So again,
Skipping. We need to
is it
bring that
safe to
back.
assume that like if you saw something like that going down New York City, like nobody bats an eye? It's like a slow Tuesday.
In a weird way, him being dressed more normally to other people makes it weirder. If he was in the elf costume, you would just assume someone paid him like $100 to act like a jackass all day. No one would bat an eye. But when he's dressed in normal clothes in an odd way, it makes it more suspicious.
Now, is
This
this
is, of course,
Rockefeller Center?
yep, 30
Yep.
Rockefeller.
Yeah,
There's
this
an ice
is.
skating rink here, which there's about a 7 hour wait to get on it. I'm
I'm
sure they
assuming
got
you know
on for the
from
movie.
experience.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you walk up and ask how long the wait is, and then you get mad at the person standing there, and you walk off, and that pretty much ends it. Like no ice skating is worth that.
That is something I would like to see is the big Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. Um,
It's cool for
in
sure.
person. I've never done that. I've only been to New York City one time, and I was like, felt like I was on my deathbed. Ooh, he getting him some.
All right, all right.
There we go. Is he gonna
Okay,
be hungover now?
that animation though is like the end of the movie, right? When the circle comes in, because that's how Looney Tunes used to end their.
Mm-hmm.
This is him sneaking back into the building, I think. Oh no, this is Miles Finch coming in. Of course, the whole
Oh, because
humor
he's
here is
short.
derivative of. Right. So, what do you think Buddy's reaction is going to be when he sees this guy?
You know, if I were recasting this movie, I would cast The Rock as Buddy. Now, get this wild, crazy idea. Kevin
Oh,
Hart
here we go. Yeah.
as Peter Dinklage. right? It'd work. Get it? Because he's so tall and he's so short.
I'm actually gonna be mad because if they remake this movie, it's gonna fucking be with The Rock.
I think it can't be any worse, right?
This has a lot of charm to it. I do think it is overrated as a Christmas movie, but it does have charm. Now,
This is
the
not.
last 10, I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
say the last 10 minutes, it really kind of loses its steam.
Okay.
And you'll see why, like what they try to do. But for the most part, I think it's a charming movie. But I think people who overrate it just haven't seen it that frequently. Like if you watch it every year, you'll know that it's not as good as people think it is.
I was just about to say, obviously, I haven't seen the whole thing, and I've actually seen less of this than I thought I had. I at one point said I'm pretty sure I've seen the whole thing just in segments. I don't remember seeing any of this. Um, with that being said, I feel like this is not an every year movie. Maybe in every other, maybe every 5 years. Definitely not an every year movie.
Right. The Christmas rotation for me, it's pretty filled up
It's tough.
as
It's tough
well.
to break into that. Like, was it last year? Was Christmas Chronicles? It was.
Yeah, because that's the thing. There's at least one or two every year that are like you need to watch for that year because they're
Yeah,
new. On top of assuming in a normal year we can actually go to the theaters.
yeah.
Here's where Miles Finch is like, okay, I'm in my fucking creative zone and we get it. You think I'm small.
So this is pretty early in Peter Dinklage's career,
Very
right?
early. I get more action in a week than you've had in your entire life.
Can you imagine the hangover Buddy had to have after drinking a fifth of whiskey and how much sugar he eats every day?
He would I mean he'd be dead
He'd
basically.
still have a hangover. This movie was made fucking 20 years ago.
Look at you. The drop kick is great. Do you think Peter Dinklage could kick our ass?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too. This
You
would
know
be
what?
funny to
Here's the
film.
thing, though. I think I could kick Will Ferrell's ass.
Yeah, I
Will
mean,
Ferrell seems like a pussy.
we'd beat the shit out of him. So does Miles Finch still get paid for this?
I think at least a portion of it. I mean, it kind of how much of his contract was guaranteed?
Oh yeah, that's where his agent really has to work in that
Yeah.
signing bonus money.
So is
Damn, this is
Buddy
where you say
grounded now?
he told him to get out of his life. This is where we say some things we can't take back. So did we get the pitch? No, we didn't even get the pitch, did we?
She's like, well, that sucks. I just spent 7 grand on Christmas gifts.
Why is she still shopping on Christmas Eve?
Still, or did she just start?
All right, so he left his book.
Is this legal? Can you do this?
Uh, it's a gray area. Let's put it that way.
Because I mean, he did leave it, and technically they paid him.
That's true.
I I don't know. This is when Cycly's gonna earn his money.
A storyboard. You and I could do a storyboard in 45 minutes.
Oh yeah. What are we gonna do with the other 40 minutes?
Probably just smoke and eat. Just
Wow, he's
try to
really
stay
good on the
awake.
etch a sketch.
He's a fucking man on the Etch a Sketch.
Man.
I mean, he didn't make them though. Feel like I think Henry Ford could drive a Model T.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just wandering the streets.
See, I don't understand. He shouldn't be cold. He wore that same outfit in the North Pole. The North Pole is clearly colder than New York
Yeah, he
City.
grew up there. It's like Bane in the
Jesus.
dark. Like
Yeah.
Bane doesn't need a fucking flashlight, but he shouldn't need a coat.
I don't know why he doesn't have board shorts and a fucking Hawaiian shirt on right now.
And like drinking an icy. Oh, so this is the guy he's pitching.
Uncle Vito.
You can never start a pitch meeting off with "this better be good." Like, all right, why don't you come in with an open mind, you fat sack of shit?
So they're trying to get like sentimental here.
Well, this is where it shows, corporate greed versus family values.
Yeah.
Because of course they're going to be like, finish the pitch instead of chase after your son.
Which, I mean, is a very legitimate thing around Christmas time. You have all these, I don't know. It's just a fucking weird time.
But
Because you
this
got all
is
these,
where, I mean, this book isn't even going to come out before Christmas.
yeah, I mean, is it like they're trying to get a deal done or a PO cut before the end of the year? I don't understand the relation between the deadline and Christmas.
Mr. Greenway is pretty ruthless.
And honestly, when you have a lot of big like end of year deadlines, they're usually done before Thanksgiving because everybody knows nobody's doing anything in December. They're gonna wait
Right.
till the first of the year. So
Right. The fiscal year basically ends after Thanksgiving,
I just
or the
don't
calendar
understand.
year, excuse me.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't understand. I'm just confused by the business decisions that are being made here.
His son's a Jets fan, so he normally doesn't make the smart decision. But I
Yeah,
think
we've
in this
got bigger
case,
problems, obviously. Him being
like
a
the
Jets fan.
draft, yeah.
Yeah, like
The
did
bat.
did Brett Favre actually show his penis to that chick?
I think that's irrefutable. Yeah. So is Buddy thinking about just doing it into the East River? Is this
He's
it?
Vince Vincible in a different life.
When he gets sick, there's a chance he could die. Yeah, this is where the movie kind of loses me. I think we have about 10 minutes left, and we sort of merge the two worlds here.
Again, I don't understand why you need reindeer if you got fucking rockets on the back of your sled.
Well, and then when the rockets malfunction, if the reindeer can't even propel it anymore, like what are they actually doing?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
clearly to have a rocket on the back of your fucking sled, you have extra weight. Can a reindeer handle the extra weight?
Clearly not. But what good are they if when the rockets like I could see them as an auxiliary. It'd be like a spare tire that when you put it on your car, you still can't drive. What's the point in having it?
Yeah, I mean, reindeer obviously they're gonna tire out. They've got great stamina, but around the world in one night, that's a lot
Well,
of that's a lot of miles.
let me ask you this, Banner, as someone who used to train reindeer. Knowing that they have the jet engine, Santa's like, you said, fucking drifter. Do you think the reindeer get more complacent with their training when they know that the sled has an engine on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to stay motivated, you
For
know,
sure.
for sure. I mean, it's like when you're 2-8, you're clearly out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if you get 15 extra tackles by the end of the year, you get that bonus. It's a
But
tough
like
trade
if
off.
you're but like if you're Vixen, for example, who is a free agent after Christmas,
You don't
and
want to get hurt. You don't want to
right,
get
and
hurt.
you're not re-signing with the North Pole. I mean, really, what's your motivation? They wouldn't even sit down at the table to talk extension.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing that could happen to him now is he tears that ACL.
Yeah, and then he's useless.
Yeah. I mean,
So this is where
we all know how rocky the mountains are in New Mexico. There's
Buddy doesn't even work for him anymore. He's already given him fucking jobs. Like, yeah, dude, the engine broke off back there. Just good luck finding it.
I am shocked at how much Zoe Deschanel looks like Reese Witherspoon with blonde hair. Like
Yeah,
it,
it is. It is a
like
little
it's
crazy.
it's insane to me. They look like the same fucking person.
What does she have here? Ramen?
Yeah, but it's like not ramen brand. Like she spent at least $1.99 on that bowl.
I love a good like noodles and broth. I can't eat it with chopsticks though. I'm not that fancy.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I like to when you're cooking it, like boiling the water. You ever put an egg in it?
I haven't, but I've had it from restaurants where they do that, and I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, this is like this Bigfoot footage. The way he's fucking walk. Who walks like that with their arms?
Obviously, elves. So how do they know that they have to go to? I'm assuming this is Central Park.
Yeah, I don't know if they saw the news report or if they saw the thing in the sky or if he assumed Buddy would try and jump off the bridge. I don't really understand.
So while you were peeing, we were about halfway through the movie, and I said, I'm in. I'm enjoying myself, but this is going downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, it peaks in like the beginning of the second act, I would say, and
Yeah,
it plateaus. Like it stays consistent. All the stuff at Gimbals is really good, and then I think where it starts to lose itself is when it gets back to the north. And that's why I don't think a sequel would have worked. The North Pole stuff is sort of the least appealing. It establishes where he's from and why his character is the fish out of water, but him going back there or reassociating with that world is the least interesting to me.
yeah. I think so. He goes back to the North Pole here.
Well, no, he was. I think the reason I don't like the last 10 or 15 minutes is because it's him and Santa
Gotcha.
again.
I understand. Yeah, strong second act. I'll give it that.
The Gimbal
For
stuff is the best part, I would say.
yeah, first act was fine. You have to have a little bit of world establishment there, so I understand. Um, it was
Sorry, real quick.
necessary.
Ho Ho Hoax is a great headline. I
Here's the
thought.
thing: they don't news nowadays don't have great like catchy headlines like that like they used to.
I've gotten lazy, man.
Yeah, they just like they're very complacent.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. You're saying first act, good for the world building.
Yeah, second act very very strong. This third act though, this is this is bad. And I have a lot of tolerance for like for Christmas movies of having bad moments in it. I think Christmas movies get they get almost like an extra pass. They get little kind of preferential treatment for being bad because you expect it to not be very good.
Yeah, and I think this isn't. Um, I'm not bashing the movie here because sticking the landing with this concept is pretty tough. But typically, when I'm watching this on TV around the holiday season, this is probably about the time I would switch to another channel.
This is in a I don't know, maybe not that weird of a way. This is kind of the antithesis of Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's just he's not doing any of the work. He's making Buddy, who isn't even on his payroll anymore, hook this fucking rocket up.
Yeah, I was just meaning like where here you have the elf coming to the
Oh, the
human
actual
world.
movie, the Santa
Right. I'm
Claus. Got
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I led you astray a little bit there.
I am getting a Charlie vibe from this kid now, though.
Of oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
That's a wicked ass skateboard too. That's probably not even his. Like, actually, that belongs to the Latin kid down the street from you. But fuck it, you're here helping me. You can have it. The clausometer is based on belief, I think, right?
I don't know that to be fact, but just knowing Christmas movies, I think that's a safe assumption.
Christmas spirit, or is that Christmas Chronicles where it's
I think
powered by the
Christmas
Christmas?
Chronicles was Spirit. Yeah.
Okay, so they got to keep the Christmas spirit up.
Yeah. I'm not really believing this guy is a Santa Claus. He's not quite round enough for me.
So he's two in shape.
Yeah. Who are these people? Is this like are these
Oh,
like people from the like Dragon Tomb
I
from
think
the third Mummy movie?
yes and no. Yeah, this is Jet Li's Dragon Army. I think
Yeah.
this is just like the fucking cops. But once they see Santa as an African American, they'll probably just let him go. They're ready to get violent though. Like you fucking crash land in Central Park, like you better have a permit.
They're really strict about that.
I
I
don't
mean, they
think it
don't
would
care if
be
you do
on
heroin on the bench, but if you have a permit, they're fine with it.
right. Just have a permit to do that heroin.
I mean, they hand them out like food stamps.
It's not hard to get. You just have to fill out a couple forms. So again, James Caan's character now is coming full full circle, basically willing to die.
Yeah, I know that all
He,
these fucking movies have to have like a story and a meaning behind them, but like why? And she doesn't even know what the fuck is going on.
She's just trying to get to the bottom of the story, really. And he has what, the Naughty Nice book?
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
He's like, "What's your name, bitch?" Says here you asked for anal beads. That was last year, but
Yeah.
is that Keenan?
No way, that was not Keenan.
Yeah, that kid was too young.
Keenan,
Probably.
yeah, this kid was too young to be Keenan.
Power pumper waddle rifle. That sounds awesome, dude. Do you remember Nike Shocks with
Yes.
the X?
Yep.
God, those shoes were.
What were the ones
awesome.
that pumped up? The tongues pumped up?
Oh yeah.
They
Were
weren't
those?
Nike.
Were
Were they
they
Reeboks?
Jordans? I think they were Reeboks actually.
You like pump up the tongue and it would like tighten up.
Tiffany engagement ring and for her boyfriend to stop dragging his feet and commit already. Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's again. So my argument with Will Ferrell movies is, sure, Will Ferrell's fine, but he's not who makes these movies. Like lines like that and all these other characters around him are what make these movies.
Yeah. And again, with Buddy the Elf, part of what makes him so funny is a good straight man. Key and Peele got that perfect. Like, if you watch their skits, the
Yeah.
guy you're actually laughing at is the straight man. Like, the dude inside of, like, in the substitute teacher skit, you're laughing at the kid's reactions more than substitute teacher. It's kind of the same thing around Will Ferrell. But he still doesn't have this thing fixed. I mean,
No wonder he's not on the fucking payroll anymore.
yeah, this was kind of his chance to get back in the game. Where Sanders has like the tool. That was the tool chest from his sleigh, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So were they fighting? So they made up? I don't
They
know.
were fighting, but she's into role playing, and seeing him in this jacket has got to really be stoking the flames of passion.
They're still gonna fight about it later, but they're gonna fuck first. I got you.
They might actually fight during the sex. Okay, so the reindeer are needed for the takeoff, I guess.
They're kind of like landing, and they're kind of like landing gear.
Which still, man, if I'm them, I kind of feel used. That'd be like you have a big dude who you have start in a basketball game just to win the tip, and then you check him out.
Mm-hmm. I love a good carol.
Who doesn't? Dude, I just can't wait for like and I hope as you're listening to this is happening at your house. The fire's burning, you just have a Spotify fucking Christmas playlist on. You're drinking some alcoholic beverage and you're watching a shitty Christmas movie.
Either
That's
eggnog or Shiner Cheer.
Yep.
Maybe like a rum chata.
Damn. What's a rum chata?
I've
heard that.
It's like a creamy, cinnamony, like cold drink.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
What do you typically put in eggnog? What's the liquor in that? Is that rum also?
So me and Thurman actually had this conversation on Christmas Vacation commentary. I do rum, but I don't really like eggnog, so I don't do it very often. He does brandy.
Interesting.
So, but we all know Thurman's a brandy guy. So I don't know. I don't know what traditionally you're supposed to do if we only had these devices that we could look it up.
Okay, sorry, real quick, buddy. He's just like, do I need to throw the fucking wrenches? You let me know. We can lose some weight here. I'm kind of getting a Back to the Future vibe from this, like the train scene in the third one, also starring Mary Steenburgen.
I could see that. God, she's fucking everywhere.
Why did he wait that long to start the engine?
Oh, we lost the engine now.
Fuck.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. Obviously the reindeer aren't up for the job, so why are they even necessary?
I gotta be honest, this movie plays as a hit piece on reindeer, really. Like, what's their value? What do they bring? This would be like if you have a quarterback that can't even throw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
Wish
I could relate to that today.
This girl just has the news on in her room. What fucking 4-year-old is just watching? Is that how your daughter sleeps, Boehner? She just puts on Channel 5 News and sits in the bed by herself.
Yeah, I mean it's Channel 6.
Oh,
After what
okay.
Channel 5 had that false reporting, you understand.
Yeah, that bad stock watch cost us a lot of money.
Yeah.
So give me a Gimbals movie, dude. That's what I want to see. Is the fucking crew at the mall.
Oh, hell yeah. That right there has like miniseries written all over it.
100%. This kid, did Santa tell him he could take the book, or did he just like jack it on his own?
Uh, Look, he was on the naughty list already.
Do you think he's going back? He's like, let me get that like whiteout marker and let me make a few edits. It's just because
Oh,
Santa made some mistakes.
so as soon as Dad believed again, all of a sudden we can fucking fly now.
That put us over the top.
20 million people in New York City only gets you 80%, but one man gets to the other 20.
One guy. By the way, that baby's face was hilarious when the sled took off. He's got a family though, Santa.
Charlotte's got a little something going on there. The news anchor.
I'll tell you what, if her boyfriend won't commit, I mean, she will have no trouble finding a man. Plus, she's on TV. I mean, everybody. I'm sure there's a bunch of guys in New York City that want to date, a D-list celebrity, local celebrity.
Look, she's won 3 straight local Emmy awards. Okay,
Yeah, but that's all politics. You know how that is. Those awards don't really. It's all about who you know.
win's a win, man. Win is a win.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, your mantle still looks more decorated as a result.
She gets a
What's
handful of fucking syrup.
what's okay? I didn't know Buddy was still here. I was like, how is she at Christmas? Buddy would be easy to shop for. Okay, yeah. So Walter starts his own independent publishing agency. Probably much happier, can work better hours.
Oh, yep. And you
Banner,
read
you were right. I was wrong. I forgot they turned Elf into a book. My fault. I thought you were saying like the pitch at the end is what they go with, but you're still right. So I apologize. But actually, now I'm suspicious, and I feel like you have seen this movie before, and you were.
I've never. No, I swear, I've never seen this movie front to back. Like
This
I
is
said, I
the
may have seen bits and pieces.
this is the Broforce Squad equivalent of the Astros banging the trash can
Yeah.
when the curveball is going. Let me say this: if those elf shoes, like, let's say some company decided to start selling those, I bet they would sell.
I would almost guarantee they would sell. Look, slap fucking Gucci on the side of it, they'd fucking sell.
100%.
Oh, do they have a
So
baby now? Is that what
Buddy
he's
and her
holding?
fucked apparently, yeah. And the penguin, they're letting him sit inside. I mean, things have really changed at the North
Wow.
Pole.
Talk
Very
about
progressive.
progressing.
That's
So
Elf.
that was Elf.
Wow.
Interesting.
Merry
Uh
Christmas, everyone.
Horns. Final thoughts. Elf.
Good movie, especially around the holidays, but I think it is held in too high of esteem. And the main reason I say that, it's not that I don't like it, but if you had to ask me to name 5 Christmas movies better and you gave me like 15, 20 minutes to do so, I could probably come up with a pretty solid list. You know, like I even think, and maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but I think The Christmas Chronicles is probably better than Elf. Now it's close,
I
but I think
think
it
the Christmas Chronicles is better than. I mean, obviously you have Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story.
Home
Personally,
Alone.
Christmas with the Cranks, Home Alone. Hell, Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
that's
I'm an
five right there.
all I want for Christmas guy. Love Actually, Die
Yep.
Hard.
I mean, I think you can come up with easily 10 about this. Is it fine? Yes, I think it's fine. Like I said, I've never seen it front to back. Um, Real strong second act. Okay, first act, third act really fucking lost me. It's not an every year movie, guys. Sorry.
It's not. I would probably go every other year. Now there are way worse movies, and I still think it's harmless. But
Sure.
it's a
It's not a
little. It's
Hallmark movie by any means,
agreed.
but
So
it's yeah.
probably the beginning of the end for Will Ferrell too. I think we can say.
Yeah, I would agree with yeah, him just not being good. And I think that part of the problem is Will Ferrell in this movie. I'll say it. I don't like him.
Yeah. Again, give me a Gimbals mini series or like webisodes or something, and I'm there the day that they're released. Though the Gimbals crew, I can't get enough of. Faison Love as the manager at Gimbals is a great casting decision.
I'd fuck around with that. I think it'd be funny with him if they did it like present time, like, okay, we're 10, 15 years after the events of this. He's still the manager there, but he has like a bunch of like punk teenage kids.
Yeah,
And
and they're
he's
no
managing.
longer attracting people based on like the story of Buddy the Elf. Now they have to
Yeah.
like find other ways to get people in the store.
God damn, we're so fucking good at writing fucking movies. Why did these studios not just hire us?
I know. The only thing we need to tell the studio is, hey, if you want the good ideas, though, we have to be pretty drunk.
Pretty drunk. Yeah, you're right.
And then there's like a 30-minute window till we're too drunk to keep giving you ideas.
But then we get a second wind and we come back strong.
That's true. The studio's like, you guys sound like a fucking mess. We're just going to go somewhere else.
All right, guys. We've kind of derailed there. We are the Bro Force Squad podcast. You guys can check out all of our content at www.broforcesquad.com. Give us a like on Facebook. No, we're not there. Never mind. Follow us on Twitter
don't even search us on Facebook. Don't even waste your time.
Yeah, it's just a waste of energy and money and life minutes. But like us on god damn it, fuck me. Follow us on Twitter at Bro4Squad. You can hit that subscribe button here on YouTube or iTunes or Anchor or Spotify or wherever else we are, because we're everywhere. Put us in Google, Bro4Squad, 3 words. Bro4Squad, again, that's 3 words. For the mayor himself, I am the Mad Scientist. And Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year, everybody.
And don't put syrup on spaghetti, whatever you do.
Just don't put syrup on anything. It's fucking gross.
Yeah.